these young women were out picking cherries, and they were all out there talking and gossiping and things like that. And Iktomi knows, yeah, that he knows about the ceremonies, and that one of the ceremonies is Ishnat Ha'awicha Loampi ceremony. This is when a girl becomes of age. They do this ceremony for her after she gets her first period, her first menstruation. And part of that ceremony, she receives instruction throughout the night. So the way it goes is they put a teepee up, and then she goes in there, and then they do that at dusk when the sun goes down, but it's still red in the sky, the western horizon. So all night long, her female relatives are going to come in, and they're going to talk to her about being a woman, his responsibilities, and stuff like that, and female cycle, all these kind of things. And when the ceremony is, I'm not going to tell the whole ceremony, but when the ceremony is over, they take the teepee down while she's still sitting in the center. Okay, they take it down and then they put it up again. This symbolizes a new home. Now she's a woman. She's not a little girl anymore. Then they fixed her hair the woman's way, so she doesn't wear her hair like she did when she was a little girl. Now she wears it to signify that she's a woman now. And part of that instruction includes, emulating several animals. And one of them animals is a turtle. That they're supposed to be like the turtle. That their home is like the turtle's shell. That they make their home so that when people come in, see, the teepees belong to the wives. Okay. And this is why some people think that we're matriarchal, but no, that's not true. Yeah, there's more to it than that. But in this situation, the women, the teepees belong to them, and so they receive instruction on how to live their lives in a healthy way, so that this healthy energy is stored inside that teepee. So when people go in there, they feel good. And they feel protected and loved, like a turtle's shell is to a turtle. And this is supposed to shield them for when others gossip, so that energy it just bounces off like the turtle shell, yeah? It just bounces off and goes back. That's why they're instructed to be like the turtle. Don't be gossiping, in other words. But yet these women were gossiping, so Iktomi knew that because they were gossiping, that these women are not too responsible. So he has chance to play a trick on them. So he kind of watches them from a distance, and then the women say, "Oh, maybe we should start getting home now. The sky is red." And then so they look over to the western horizon. It's really bright red. And here on this day, the air was a certain way, so that red looked spectacular in the sky. Yeah, it looked more spectacular than it normally does. So they were saying, "Wow, look at that! I wonder why did it do that?" So Iktomi says, "See what that you know what that is over there?" He said, "That's the sun shining on the cherries over there. The cherries are really big and juicy, and boy, you just can't stop eating them once you start. Really delicious, yeah? And they're good for your body." So he said, "Those cherries are so bright," he said, "that when the sun shines on it, it pushes the sunlight, to the sky. And so you're seeing a reflection of the cherries and that red that you see on the western horizon, that's actually the reflection of the cherries. That's what he said to the women. He said, "Why don't you guys go over there and pick some?" He said, "I'll watch your babies," because their babies were all there. Yeah, a lot of them were mothers, and so they said, wow, Iktomi appeared as a nice man. Yeah, so they listened to him, and he had a nice voice too. So they just trusted that he was telling the truth. So they started going in that direction to where the western horizon. These women started walking in that area, and they were walking in the middle of the night. They stopped and they were saying, I don't think there's anything out here. So maybe that man is trying to trick us. Because see, they don't know him as Iktomi at that point. He can appear as a healthy person, and if you're living a healthy lifestyle, you'll be able to see through the disguise. Yeah. But these ladies, like I said, the fact that they were gossiping, that means that they were not living in the virtuous way. So they could be tricked. Yes, so that's why Iktomi is telling them, why don't you guys go and pick some of those cherries? Your families will really like it. You bring them back, and I'll watch your children. He said nothing bad will happen to them. And so the ladies are, this is a good-looking man telling them. So they think, okay, let's do it. Yeah, let's go over there and find those cherries. So they take off. They travel, but that red keeps going further away. The more they travel westwardly, the more that red reflection disappears. And finally, it's nighttime. So the ladies are like, "Oh no!" And so now they're lost. So they start wondering, "What are we going to do?" So they said, "Let's just sit here until the sun comes up. Then we'll be able to find our way back home." So the others said, "Yeah, let's do that." The next morning, there's nothing in the sky, no clouds. They decided to just go home. They never found those cherries, so they turned around and decided to go home. And on their way home, they come back to the place where they started. Iktomi's there. He said, "Hi, my sisters." He said, "You guys came back from a long journey." He said, "I made some soup for you so you can regain your strength in a few days." So these were happy. He said, "Wow, this is a cool guy, huh? He's bringing us water. That's really nice." Now the ladies are, they're taking their bowls of soup that Iktomi is giving to them. Remember, they don't know this is Iktomi. So they're starting to eat the soup, and they're saying, "The soup really smells good, and it tastes good too." A few minutes later, one of the women, she fell over. She fell to the ground and started rolling around. She was holding her stomach, and the other ladies were saying, "What's wrong?" That lady on the ground, she said, "I don't know, but why I have to throw up?" She said, "There's something not right about that soup." Then other ladies started to get sick too. So then one of the women said, "Where's our children?" And Iktomi said, "Gee, you're just now asking?" He said, "If you guys were good women," he said, that would have been the first question you asked, but you didn't even ask that question. You women are selfish," he said. "And you're selfish, and you only think of yourself, and you believe anything. Somebody tells you something that's too good to be true, you believe it right away, and you try to do it." Yeah. So more women start falling over. They're holding onto their stomachs. So one who can still talk, she says, "What's in that soup?" Iktomi says, "Your babies." They were eating their babies. C is wicked. It's supposed to teach you the seriousness of being a parent. Yeah, that you be responsible for your children and when they're little kids, and that you take the time for them and tell them you love them. They need to hear that. You know, all these things that you're supposed to do as a parent, and yet these women didn't do that. They were selfish. Yeah? They believed anything. Just because somebody says, "Hey, just over that hill, there's a bag of money." It's getting you to think in a dualistic way. That's an invitation to duality when somebody talks like that. Anywho, that's a vicious one. And again, it's to teach mothers to be responsible for the children and to not just leave them with somebody they don't even know, because something like this could happen. Wicked, yeah, wicked story.